When the girl opened her eyes, she was stunned to find she'd woken up in someone else's body, a chubby teenage girl. She yanked back the covers and instinctively grabbed the throat of the girl next to her. It wasn't until that girl screamed her name that she realized she'd been reincarnated. In her past life, she was the world's top female secret agent. During a mission gone wrong, she was surrounded by enemies and chose to go down with them in a fiery explosion. She never imagined she'd be reborn into the body of an overweight high school girl. She tapped into the original owner's memories and learned what happened. This girl had written a love letter to the school's heartthrob, but her scheming little sister found it. While fighting over the letter, the chubby girl had fallen down the stairs and blacked out. Now, remembering everything, the girl landed a solid punch on her sister. Their mom rushed in, pulling the sister away while scolding the girl for hurting her sibling. Fed up, she snapped back and lectured them both, stunning her weak-willed father into silence. She couldn't believe she'd landed in such a twisted family. Suddenly, a knock came at the door. It was the girl's younger brother, bringing her candy. He'd been so worried she'd been unconscious for 2 whole days. For the first time since waking up, she felt a sliver of warmth. But when she saw him limping, she made up her mind she'd heal his leg no matter what. Just then, she noticed a shadow by the window. She flung the curtains open. There, crouched and wounded, was a man. One glance at the insignia on his collar, and she knew he was from the Chin family, one of the most powerful, feared families in the country. She asked if he needed help. He nodded. Without hesitation, she pulled him inside and hid him in her bed just as the assassins arrived. To throw them off, she kicked the injured man off the bed and curled up like she was sleeping. The assassin peeked in, saw only a girl napping, and left. Once the coast was clear, she dressed his wounds and tied a knot around his waist, a very specific knot. The man froze. 3 years ago, a mysterious woman had saved him and tied that exact same knot. She urged him to escape through the window. A few minutes later, a notification popped up on her phone. She'd just been paid 10 million yuan. Her scheming sister then called her to dinner. But the moment she sat down, her mother unleashed another wave of criticism. Memories of the original girl's mistreatment flooded her mind. She snapped. When her mom insisted she clean the dishes before leaving, she flipped the table instead, shouted a few choice words, and stormed out. Later, starving, she found her brother waiting for her with a bowl of noodles. Touched, she offered to help him with his math homework. What stunned him was that she solved a problem unsolved for over 6 months online in just 10 minutes. For her, a former special agent, this was child's play. She then promised to fix his leg. He chuckled and teased, "If you're that good, maybe start with your own weight." That comment hit home. Determined, she kicked off a brutal weight loss program. Her brother cheered her on every step of the way. And with grit and discipline, she transformed. In just 1 month, she went from overweight to jaw-droppingly gorgeous. The day her brother reminded her about the school exam, she recalled how the original girl had been bullied mercilessly, all because she dared to like the school heartthrob. She was mocked, locked in the bathroom, and humiliated in front of him. The boy never stood up for her. In fact, he looked at her like she was trash. But now, she was back, and she'd make them pay. When she walked into school, the girls who once bullied her still mocked her, thinking she was too ashamed to show her face. But their smugness shattered when a figure kicked open the classroom door and sent a bucket of water flying straight at the ringleader. Everyone gasped, not because of the soaked bully, but because of the girl standing in the doorway. The once mocked fat girl had become stunning. Even the heartthrob was speechless. The girl remembered how he once humiliated her. With one hand, she slammed the desk in front of her, splitting it in half. Everyone stared in shock. Watching from the hallway, the CEO she'd saved the night before recognized her. Well, he was puzzled. Chubby girl who'd saved him, and this fierce, commanding presence, could they be the same person? The teacher soon walked in but didn't recognize her either. She told the girl to leave, she didn't belong in this class. That's when the girl calmly introduced herself. Upon hearing her name, the teacher sneered, accusing her of focusing more on looks than on studying. The girl vowed she'd pass the exam. Meanwhile, the impossible math problem she'd solved went viral. A prestigious university's president immediately ordered a search for this unknown math genius. Back at school, the exam began. 10 minutes in, she handed in her paper. The teacher berated her for not taking the test seriously and told her she didn't deserve to attend their school. Unfazed, she told her to check the answers first. Stunned, the teacher realized every answer was correct, but she refused to believe it. She accused the girl of cheating. The girl denied it and called the teacher out for judging students unfairly. The teacher, insulted, demanded proof she hadn't cheated. Just then, the CEO walked in and said he would vouch for her. The teacher tried to kick him out, but he wasn't going anywhere. He revealed security footage showing the teacher had never taken her eyes off the exam. There was no way the girl could have cheated. He then told his assistant to report the teacher to the education bureau. Panicked and enraged, the teacher tried to strike them with a pointer, but the CEO shielded the girl. She grabbed the teacher's wrist and held firm. As whispers spread around the classroom, her brother burst in, holding the math problem she'd solved.